GANs, burner phones, and fake registrations. The buried Michigan V-fraud scandal. GBI Strategies Director Gary Bell had 70 organizations operating in 20 states in 2020. Using JB's campaign cash. Okay. So we know who's funding them, right? There we go. Gary Bell. Let's see. This is a special thanks to Phil O'Halloran and Lori Skibo and Kenoka the Great. This is written by Jim Hoff. A special thanks to them. Written by Jim Hoff, Ben Wetmore, and Patty McMurray from Michigan. The investigation had been buried by politicians, government investigators, and the press. On October 8, 2020, only 1 month before the 2020 general election, Muskegon, Michigan City Clerk Ann Misch noticed a black female whose name was later redacted from the police report, dropping off between 8,000 and 10,000 completed V-registration applications at the city clerk's office. Clerk Misch immediately noticed that the stacks of registrations included the same handwriting, non-existent addresses, and incorrect phone numbers. The Muskegon Police Department was contacted and asked to investigate on October 21st of 2020. First Lieutenant Mike Anderson was contacted by Tom Fabus, Chief Investigations for Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel's office. According to the Michigan State Police report, Fabus asked for Michigan State Police assistance with a joint investigation of alleged V-fraud being conducted by the Muskegon Police Department and the AG. An investigative task force was formed and an investigation was initiated. During their investigation, the state police discovered the woman worked for GBI Strategies. This was included in their police report. The group had temporary offices in numerous Michigan locations. The police also identified Gary Bell as the head of the organization. When the police inspected the GBI Strategies office near Muskegon, they found semi-automatic GANs, silencers, suppressors, burner phones, a bag of prepaid cash, cards, and incomplete registrations in an office space that was styled as an eyeglasses store that had gone defunct. That's a lot of GANs. That's a lot of GANs and things that the Democrats don't agree with for people who run the Democrat Party, huh? Look at that. So they just don't want you to have GANs, but they themselves, plenty of them, right? There were never any arrests, and the investigation was turned over to the FBI, where it went to die, just like all the other Democrat V-fraud investigations. Back in November 2020, Bill Barr appointed a notorious DOJ attorney who covered up all the V-fraud crimes. There's always been unanswered statistical irregularities about the absentee ballots from 2020. These irregularities suggest massive systemic V-fraud among absentee ballots. Viewing the percentage of the vote each candidate won from absentee voters, precinct by precinct, one can see a very suspicious correlation between the candidates in 2020 that does not exist in 2016. This suggests there was major electronic manipulation of votes combined with physical ballots placed to back up those fraudulent votes. There's no argument that Michigan Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson, a far-left Democrat, sent out absentee ballot requests without a legal request on file to every voter. There is no argument that Benson then used illegal interpretations of the law to presume that all signatures were a match between the signature on file and the ones on the ballots, even when they didn't match. Using Rona as the pretext, Democrats set the stage for scores of absentee ballots that would never receive scrutiny as to whether they were valid or not. And even if some illegal ballots were caught by challengers or honest poll workers, most challenge ballots on left-wing jurisdictions were routinely ignored. 2020 V-fraud witnesses repeatedly noted that the ballot challenging process was ignored and suppressed. Michigan State Senator Ruth Johnson, who is herself a former Secretary of State, told the TGP, in quotes, "My estimate is over 800,000 ballot applications were sent to non-qualified voters in Michigan." Non-qualified voters. 800,000, guys, including many individuals who moved or died, and even some individuals who were under age or non-citizens. Many were sent to people who had moved out of state. The glut of insecure and accessible ballots, which could even be sent to third-party addresses or sent to addresses abroad, was ripe with fraud. And the one company that was active in Michigan and who according to the police reported from According to the police report from the Muskegon police, engaged in such fraud was GBI Strategies. GBI Strategies LLC is a left-wing campaign consulting company run by Gary Bell with the mailing address in Alexandria, Virginia. A quick online search also shows that GBI Strategies LLC is located in Tennessee. Gary Bell has a limited presence online. He keeps a low profile despite the impressive resume. According to Compmo Group, Gary Bell manages over 70 organizing operations in 20 states and lends logistical and consulting support to another 7 states. Bell brags about managing 70 different campaigns and work sites simultaneously. Bell also brags about doing IEs, which is an acronym for Independent Expenditure campaigns for groups whose spending on campaign-related actions would not otherwise be disclosed or publicly available. Bell appears to be part of the campaign world deep state on the left, the ones actually getting left-wing candidates into office. Campbell Group has more on Gary Bell. He started in Washington, D.C. This bio says Bell leads hundreds of field managers and thousands of canvassers. Is our guy right there, Gary Bell. Gary Bell has links to a wide variety of far-left political groups, including the DSCC, DNC, Black PAC, very racist there, IBEW, and SEIU, to name a few. Who's funding the GBI Strategies? FEC filings show that the far-left Black PAC organizations paid GBI Strategies $11.2 million in 2020. Okay. Look at that. So Black PAC paid GBI Strategies LLC $11 million to canvass for the 2020 JB presidential campaign. And GBI Strategies was also working with Hillary in 2016. Oh, look at that. $59,000 from Hillary Clinton to GBI Strategies during 2016 from Kanoka the Great. Obviously, Hillary did not pay them enough. GBI Strategies was being paid by Democrats for several cycles now. Now we know why they are spending so much on this organization. We've always known the 2020 selection was fraudulent. We have been documenting it for years. The mainstream media has tried to gaslight America about the 2020 coup, but only the TGP keeps bringing the receipts. Yeah. Why I read from them almost exclusively. Look at that. Bam.